So we're going to look at a few simple licks that Dicky played during the One Way Out solo from the Fillmore concert. And we're not going to just look at how to play the licks, but we're going to look at really what's kind of musically going on with them and how you can get the most out of it. So let's just jump right into the first one. So first off, we are in blues in an A, just a real simple 1-4-5 type of blues, right? And so he starts off this lick, which is starting off the solo right up here. Right? So he's playing around the A minor pentatonic scale, right? You could also think of it as the blues scale, right? And he's just starting off going right from A, the root, to that minor third, giving it a real edge, right? And then bending this up, just right back down, and then finishing with this note, bending it up a half step, because that's going to give it that little sweeter sound. So he's kind of starting out with this aggressive, hitting that minor third, that C, and then finishing it with bending it up there. That's classic Dicky kind of sound, that style of stressing that note a lot, whether he's playing it directly or bending up to it, right? But so a way to do this in other positions would be to look at it over here, right? Just find your root. So here's your A. We're really just playing those three notes and find those three notes somewhere else, like say right here. So you've got and there you go. And then see where it fits into scales and shapes that you might already know. And if you don't already know, like this right here, how people call this the house of blues or the home plate. I call it the home plate. It looks like a home plate in baseball. Here's the top of the diamond, right? And here's your root. And this fits into over here, right? So, and if you were going to do it on this shape over here, like the most popular shape, it'd be like this. So it's bending. It's a little harder to bend that first finger here, but that bending to that note right there, that major third, that when you play the chord, that A7, you can see it right there. But now let's listen to the second one and see what's going on with that. So this one, instead of it being right here, is just over here, just kind of moving up one fret, and it's more like he's in a major pentatonic position. So this A major shape instead of the minor shape right there. But he's doing this kind of like classic kind of country bend thing, but he's bending it up a half step instead. So bending this note to that minor third, so it's still giving it this real blues, real rock edge, by going. So he does it a couple times, and then reverses it, and then kind of bends around with that right there, revolving around the root note, that A. Right? So, and a lot of the stuff, I think it's great to not just kind of learn it exactly how it is, but just get the idea of it and toy around with it in your own playing, and you'll get a lot more out of it a lot faster than trying to nitpick every little detail. Just get an idea that playing this, you can certainly play it longer. Like that. I was definitely not what he did, but it was the same kind of idea. Now, speaking of that, let's look at how we move this idea around. Well, let's take this over here and move it over to this place again. Well, then you just go up 2 frets. Now, instead of it being like this, you have to move it because of the way the strings are tuned. So this is that other note, right? And then this note right here, like this. And then this one's going to be over here. So instead of it 2 frets, now it's 1 fret. Right? So those are the things that if it's new, and unfamiliar to you, you want to get familiar with it and work out those little kinks of the differences of the way the strings are tuned just by that, that getting used to that 1 fret here. And the more you get into your fingers, then you can kind of play it in different areas. You're not stuck to just one spot. So let's listen to the third one and see what's going on with that. So now this one's a little bit different. It's down lower. We're picking around basically that A major pentatonic again, rather than being right, the common right here. He's up here. Here's that root, but he's attacking it from this way. So. And then finishing by going down to that more common minor pentatonic shape down there. So then he's getting, he's playing around with it. And then up here, bending this note. Some people might bend this way, like they try to bend these strings this way, these three this way. I bend them, these four, I like to go this way because typically I don't end up bending too far off, and the way I play, and then I bend these, that way. So we got. So how would we do that in a different position? Well, look at this over here. Let's say we did it over this spot right here. So we're going like this. There's that note again here, that just like the one we were doing before. So. And then just like the very first lick, to kind of go full circle, when we moved it over here. Oh, that wasn't exactly, but you get the idea, right? So now. That spot right here. So you've got. Something like that. That wasn't even exactly it, but you get the idea of how to move it around different places. And if you think like, wow, this is new to me, I'm just used to just playing kind of more in one spot, just try it real slow and try to just find, like the starting point or the root. So in this case of, it slides into this note, but it really slides, kind of goes into that root. So find that root, find that slide into it, and then find it over here and be like, oh, that doesn't sound right. So it's this one right here. And then it's 2 frets up, try to use, these little anchor points of finding a spot where you can kind of move it to, and then use your ear to kind of figure out the rest, or use, kind of your eyes of looking at like, okay, 2 frets right there. If it's on the same string, it's going to be the same thing, 2 frets. But if it's on a different string, depending on the tuning, the spot, it might be a fret off from where you originally played it. But the best thing you can do is take, kind of the essence of a lick, and you don't have to worry about playing it verbatim and moving it to different places and then toying around with it, in the original spot and the other spot, and really getting to make sure it's under your fingers and you get used to it like that. Now, if you want to know more about these kinds of things, you want to know a Dwayne trick, check out this video here where I show you something that Dwayne Allman did during Story Monday that you can add to your own playing and try it in different keys as well.